Okay, now that you've developed that rack position from training the front squat and practicing holding the bar, whole hand around the bar, we're going to talk a little bit about actually catching. So how do you actually get to that position? I know that everyone likes to start with teaching the pull, and I'm not opposed to that, but I try to take smaller steps along the way. So I'm sure you guys have already picked up on the fact that, like, when I talk about teaching the snatch from the top down, I start off with literally your overhead position. Like, this is the end point, and then we go backwards. And I'm going to get into the pulling from the floor later on as well. But right now, we're going to talk about just the clean and getting into this rack position at the top. Okay? So forget the pull. You don't need to practice some kind of drill here where you're going to learn that, like, the legs are going to come up and you're going to get into this position here, and then you have to rebend. And don't worry about all that power position stuff. The very first thing we're going to worry about is just simply this point to that point. Okay? Now, what I want you to think of is you're going to pull this bar up, and you're not jumping under. You're going to, like, pull yourself under. You're going to drop under. Right? So we're not jumping up. This isn't like jump vertical here. The bar is already this high. 1, 2, 3, and you're going to drop under. Okay? And you'll notice my hand stays around the bar. I don't go into this position here where it's just on my fingertips, right? So I keep my hand around the bar. So, here we are, hook grip, pull the bar nice and high, holding it here. 1, 2, 3, you're going to drop under. And you just simply turn over. So what that's going to look like from the side, okay, so we're going to pull this all the way up. Elbows always lead. 1, 2, 3. You just turn under. You'll notice that my feet move. Okay? So, me personally, everyone pulls differently. I pull with my feet in a relatively narrow stance. Okay? So when I'm here, I have to move into a squat position. I'm going to drop under. That makes my feet line up in this position here. Okay? And go ahead and do a few squats in that position. Get in that catch, and then see if you can run it all the way down to the bottom. Okay? Keeping the whole hand around it, of course. Right? We're not doing this. We're staying positive contact with the bar. You'll notice my deltoids are shrugging up. I'm also keeping it off of the zipper. Right? I mentioned that cue. If you're wearing a hooded sweatshirt, and you let that bar drop, it will push this zipper into your chest. You will know that you've let your shoulders drop. Keep those shoulders up so the bar stays off that. Okay? This is a simple drill. I want you to practice the timing of here and then under. And that's all we need to practice on this one. If you want, certainly you can go from here to catch and then go into a squat. Go ahead and practice that squat position. Reinforce that even further if you want. But the most important part of this is your ability to turn over, right? You're going to quickly turn the bar in order to catch it, okay? We need to worry about that before we even start pulling and doing high hang pulls and things like that, because if you can't get into that catch position, all you're going to do is just going to pull this bar up and then you're going to clark it. So you have to learn how to get into that position where you're actually ready to catch.